Let me say this to every American who is thinking about who should be our next president. No one will work harder. No one will care more. And no one will move heaven and earth like Mitt Romney to make this country a better place to live.
What a great advocate, yes? Women's issues have moved to the forefront of the election, and female voters could be the deciding factor of who wins the White House. So we could not have picked a better time to talk with the woman in Mitt Romney's life, his wife of 43 years. Please welcome, we're so happy to have her with us, Ann Romney. We're so happy to have you with us, and you have brought one of your 5 sons, Josh.
I have.
Yes.
There he is.
Yes. You have 5 sons, 18 grandchildren, 13 of them are boys.
I'm surrounded.
What is it in the water with it?
And I have no sisters either.
Oh, no, it's all boys.
So I'm really feeling good on this couch. I mean, I'm the estrogen.
You're very
it's
tall.
good.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Yeah. And he towers over
I said we're very happy to have you here, and we wish we had the governor on as well. At one point, when he didn't think he was being heard, he said that he was not sure he wanted to come on with us because we're high risk and we're sharp-tongued.
No, he said sharp and young.
Well, thank you.
Boy, is he lucky he has you. But you know what? He's right. We'd love to have him on, but we are sharp-tongued. So, we've been talking primarily about the women's issues. And one of the things with your husband was that when he was a governor, he was pro-choice. And now is against abortions, except in the case of rape and incest in the life of the mother. I wonder what your views are. Were you the same way when he was a governor? Have you changed? I'm sure you've had discussions about this.
You know, the good news is I'm not running for office, and I don't have to say what I feel, but I am pro-life. I'm happy to say that. Mitt has always been a pro-life person. He governed when he ran as a pro-choice, but when a decision came across his desk...
Explain that to me.
When a decision came across his desk to use embryos for experimentation,
That's stem cell research.
He could not have on his conscience creating human life for experimentation. And that's when he came out with an editorial and saying he was pro-life. I think we all have to understand that this is an issue that is so tender, and there are people on both sides of the issue that come with very good conscience, come with a different opinion. And I think the most important thing we can do is have respect for each other in this dialogue and understand that we are talking about 2 separate lives. So for me, you know, I've been involved with Mitt in all these years. We've been involved with our children and all the things that we've done in our life. And this is a tender, tender issue. And what I understand, too, from going across this country, I've been doing it now for about a year and a half on the campaign trail, is a huge difference, Barbara, in what happened 4 years ago and what's happening now with women and what they're talking to me about. And it's heartbreaking what women are talking to me about now. 4 years ago, there were a lot of other issues that were on the table. This year, it's nearly 95% of what I hear from women is help. Please help.
Economic help, you're talking.
Absolutely. And you know, women are going to have a choice. I mean, it's clear. If you really want to make a choice, and if those choices are about reproductive rights, that's your choice. If they're about economic issues and making a better future for your children and making sure that we have this, and that's the beauty of what we have in this country, is being able to have those choices. I feel so strongly this time. I will tell you, I did not want to do this again.
I know.
I did not want to do this again. This was a very hard thing for me to decide to go forward again. I think people know and recognize.
To campaign, to go through all of this.
For the family to have to go through this, the children have a hard time with it. I have a hard time with it, and yet I felt as though there was something my husband could offer this country that was uniquely his, that he could bring better economic hope and prosperity to women and men and all Americans.
Let me ask you something to the economic point. Do you think that access to contraception and abortion is an economic issue, as I was saying in the Hot Topics?
You know, again, I would love it if you'd get my husband on the couch, Joy, and you can go down all that. You can go down with that all you want. What I know is what I can tell you and what I can reflect about my husband and who he is as a person, and how he'll respond and how he'll govern. What I know is I am here to reflect the character of the person that I know. The character of the person I know is a person that will do every decision he will make will be a decision that he will decide this way. Is this the best thing for America to go forward? And that's where I know where his heart is. And I think if you know someone's heart and the goodness of where they come from, you know what they're going to do.
Go ahead, okay.
I have it.
You know, by the way, you're a wonderful advocate for your husband, I must say. We're delighted to have you on, but you know, whatever your political point of view, this is a terrific lady.
So, now, as First Lady, if you get the job, it's going to entail a lot of things, and one of those things is going to be talking to the mothers whose children are coming home in bags, you know, from wars. Now, I believe that your religion doesn't allow you to go fight.
No, that's not correct.
Okay, so
we have many, many members of our faith that are serving in armed services.
Okay. Well, I say that because when I read about your husband, what I had read, and maybe you can correct this, is that the reason that he didn't serve in Vietnam was because it was against the religion. No. That's what I read.
No, that's not correct. He was serving his mission, and you know, my 5 sons have also served missions. None served in the military, but I do have one son that feels that he's giving back to his country in a significant way, where he is now a doctor and he is taking care of veterans. So, you know, we find different ways of serving, and my 5 boys and my husband did serve missions, did not serve in the military. But the thing that I love, and I will tell you this, that when I have these boys, you all know as mothers, that when you're raising children, that one of the most selfish periods in their life is about 18, 19, 20.
That's it?
Well, maybe there's longer than that, but they're pretty selfish during that time. And my boys all did serve missions, and they went away for 2 years. And I sent them away boys, and they came back men. And what the difference was, and I think this is where military service is so extraordinary too, where you literally do something where you're helping someone else, you're going outside of yourself and you're working and helping others. And that changes you, it changes you. And you know, so are we so grateful in this country for those people, men and women, that are volunteering. They're sacrificing their life for us, and we cannot forget that, or we have to acknowledge that, I think, always.
So so the rest of my question, I'm sorry I got off the track, but so when you're facing these mothers whose children have not come back, how will you explain to them that your sons haven't gone, or will you talk about the missions that they've gone on?
I think probably, I would say it's probably the hardest thing that a president and a first lady probably do, is to comfort those that have lost a loved one and have gone in harm's way. I have seen my husband when he was governor of Massachusetts, and I went with him. I didn't go to every funeral, but he went to every funeral of a returning veteran, family person that was, you know, we were having to be there. And it was the hardest thing Mitt had to do. It is an amazing country. We have the most extraordinary fighting men and women, and we have to be so grateful for them. Of course it's hard, and I don't think it's, you know, any of us can understand the sacrifice that are being made by families.
Well, we had a lot of people during the convention who talked about the compassion of your family and the compassion of your husband. We're going to get to you, Josh, because your brother said that, I think he said he'd like to take a swipe or a swap or a punch or something. Swing at President. So I want to know how we all want to know how you feel. So you think you're going to have an easy ride here? Just stay here. We'll be right back.